All right, so it looks like Xbox and Microsoft, well, Microsoft probably just gave us a clear look at what they actually plan on to be doing over the next few years, possibly by 2027. So, as we all know, if you've been keeping up to date lately with the leaks and rumors that are going on with Microsoft, people were pissed off. The Xbox community is in shambles. They're looking crazy right now. Xbox is just looking wild in the public eye. They look like they don't know what they're doing or how to go about their business, or at least that's what it looks like from the outside as a consumer. You know what I mean? So basically, there was a lot of talk, a lot of rumors going around saying that, hey, Starfield and those other big exclusives that were only on Game Pass, well, yeah, they're actually coming over to the PlayStation 5 now. And that just basically had the whole entire community just like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean they're betrayed? They felt betrayed. But that's not really the case here. But there are exclusives that are going over from Game Pass, and they're going over to PlayStation 5, and they're going over to the Nintendo Switch. And they're not going to be Starfield. It's not going to be Indiana Jones, at least as far as we know right now. Those big titles are remaining only on Game Pass. Now, the titles that are going over to PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch are Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment, and then followed up by Grounded and Sea of Thieves. Now, I don't have Game Pass at the moment, but when I was using Game Pass, basically every time you open up Game Pass on your PC or maybe even on your Xbox, you get hit with the Sea of Thieves. Like basically play that game. It's always on the front page. It's always being promoted with Game Pass and stuff like that. And of course, Starfield now, because Starfield is out, even though that game is still ass. I don't care what nobody says. That game is dog water. That's just me hating, but no, actually, I'm not. That game's ass. What am I talking about? No. But yes, that's basically what's going to happen. And it's looking like, they're doing this because they're not meeting any quarterly sales or yearly sales with the Xbox console. I know by 2023, it was said that they were supposed to have like 40 million subscribers, in Game Pass. But they ended up only having like about 33 to 34 million. And not even all those numbers are true Game Pass subscribers. Those people were forced to come over from Xbox Live Gold because they shut down that service and basically said, yo, we're going to merge you guys over with Game Pass. If you want to keep all these, access to this, and this, you're going to have to use this subscription model. And that's basically what it's looking like. And so far in the public eye, it's looking like Microsoft is just kind of like down in the dumps. Like they just don't know what to do on how to meet the revenue and quarterly sales. Now, I know this is like, it's entertainment and it's video games and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, this is a multi-billion-dollar company and they're trying to meet sales. And there's people in suits that are like, yo, hello, what's going on? Where's the money? Why are we buying up all these IPs and we got all these acquisitions and there's nothing coming from it? We saw how Starfield went when that came out. We saw how that went. And basically, it seems like Microsoft also teased what is going to be a new console and maybe something handheld. In a recent interview with Microsoft, they basically discussed those exclusives that were going over to the other consoles and platforms and saying that they have something planned later this year that is going to push like basically hardware to the max, basically in what they're coming out with. It's probably going to be another console. It looks like it's going to be another console. It's definitely going to be a Microsoft device. It's something being created by Microsoft, but it's going to be something that they claim is outperforming everything else that's on the market right now. So it's pretty exciting to kind of see where that's going to go or what that could be. And it might be something handheld. The reason why I say handheld is because we saw Sony jump into the whole handheld game right now, even knowing that I don't know if the PlayStation handheld is even really a necessity. Like, it's not really, do you really need it? Like, for example, I live with my girlfriend. We live together. We've been here in our place for almost a year now, and there's times where she wants to use the TV, but I want to play the PlayStation, and then I guess I would come in handy. Like, all right, cool, I'll just use my PlayStation handheld and then play in the room or something. But that's not really the case all the time. It's like, how often do you got to use that? And you got to have some good ass Wi-Fi to have these powerful ass games being streamed over to the PlayStation 5 handheld. I forgot what it's called. That's how you know I don't even care about it, because I don't even know what it's called, and I'm a huge Sony head. So yeah. Anyway, getting back to the topic at hand, it looks like this is going to be Microsoft's strategy basically going into... I'm scared. I'm not even going to cut this out the video. I just heard this door just opened. Yo, I'm tripping out right now. I just heard this door open. I'll look back at it later in the video. That's so weird. That's creepy. I could have sworn I heard it creak right now. That shit opening. Nah, that's opening. Nah, no. Ain't no fucking way, dude. No, I'm bugging out. Chat, my video's being interrupted by a ghost. I'm like scared, but like amazed at the same time. All right, screw it. We're just gonna get back to the video because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if my house is haunted or what, but I could have sworn that door open. Whatever. Anyway, like I was saying, back to the topic. I don't really understand how some people kind of missed that these games are exclusives already on Game Pass, or like shocked that it's going over to other consoles. But I think this is definitely something that Microsoft is going to continue to do, and they're just kind of testing the water with smaller titles right now, and then eventually going to bring more exclusives over to more platforms. For example, Starfield has mods, paid mods, and basically they're just making a lot of money off those microtransactions. And what they can do is, to get more money, is basically open up that community even more and put those games on other consoles, or basically put Starfield on other platforms and other consoles, and still make that money from the paid mod service. So they're probably going to be looking at more ways like this to get more money and basically meet like quarterly sales and demand and things like that on the whole business side. I do think, like, personally, now at a point in my life, I don't care. It's not really a big deal if, like, it is what it is. It's kind of like back in the day when you played Call of Duty and that map pack came out, and you could not play those multiplayer maps or that zombie map for a month if you had a PlayStation, because Microsoft had a contract deal with Activision or Call of Duty, and basically saying like, hey, we're gonna get the map pack drops first on Xbox, and then Microsoft or Sony can get it later. And I think that's probably what's going to happen further down the line. Basically, big title comes out on the Microsoft Game Pass on Xbox or whatever, and then after a month, maybe 2 months, or who knows how long they want to do it, it's going to go over to other platforms and basically make that community like way more bigger. Microsoft was saying that a lot of their games have reached their basically peak potential, I guess, on Xbox and Game Pass, and basically saying it's time to kind of open the border up for like more gamers to come in and basically play these games. I do find it kind of weird though, because it's like Sony also just kind of announced that the PS5 life cycle is basically over, which is so weird because the shit just came out. Like it's only been out for about 4 years and some change. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know what Sony plans to do, and I don't really know clearly what Microsoft is going to do, but from what they're telling us, this is what it looks like that they're going to do. Moving forward, more so, still on the same topic, getting back to the new console that they might come out with, or a handheld device, or who knows what it is. This is probably going to be another way for them to try to get in, basically offer, combine the exclusivity with Game Pass, and then here's a new device that's powerful to run all these amazing games and these powerful titles. Sony, on the other hand, I'm not sure what they're going to continue to do. We do know that like Spider-Man finally came over to PC, God of War finally came over to PC, and they need to find a way to. Sony needs to find a way to just like, I mean, they're meeting sales on the PlayStation, and I think just as of recently they didn't meet like what the requirement of console sales this year, which is probably why they announced like, hey, the PS5 has basically reached its max potential, and we're kind of gonna cut ties right there with whatever. And I don't know, Sony looks like they're in shambles, Bungie's in shambles, Microsoft just been looking embarrassing since the Xbox One came out. Like it's kind of wild. But I'm not gonna lie, as I get a little bit older and I would sit here and look back at video games, at this point, bro, just put games on. Just put it everywhere, Put the games out everywhere. Like, just let the community and let the gamers play. Like, don't cut off access from great, projects, which there hasn't been too many recently because the gaming industry is kind of in shambles in general, just with these devs and these dog water ass games they keep coming out with. But don't cut off the exclusivity. Maybe it's time to cut the exclusive model, the business model, the strategy to basically drive consumers and get revenue and all that. So because people just want to play games, bro. At the end of the day, they just want to play the game. There's a lot of people that go back and forth with the whole console war, and I used to be one of those people. I'm a Sony fanboy for life. Don't get it twisted. Like I love PlayStation. My heart's with PlayStation because a lot of my memories were made there back in the day and even today. But, both of these companies don't really give a shit about y'all like that. And That's just literally what it is. They need to find a way to get as much money out of you as possible. They know there's so much competition out there, and it's not just Microsoft and Sony. There's mobile game developers. They're looking at ways of how do we get people off the phone and onto the console, because that's where the money's at in mobile gaming. That's the biggest revenue pool in gaming is mobile gaming. It's not PC. It's not console. It's not Sony. It's not Microsoft. It's not the Nintendo Switch. It's not the Steam Deck. It's the goddamn phone. So what they're trying to do is basically they're going to continue to find ways to get every goddamn dollar they can out of you and keep your attention on them. And that's what they're going to do. But this is really what it's looking like Microsoft is going to be headed towards. I don't know what to say. I mean, I feel bad for Microsoft in a sense because damn, I kind of do, then I kind of don't, but they've just been embarrassing themselves since the release of the Xbox One, and we all know how that went in E3. And ever since then, they just haven't seemed to get their foot back in the game. And it's, to me, in my opinion, it seems like they got it back in with Game Pass. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see how long Game Pass will last, because a lot of people are just fed up with subscription services. I personally am. I hate streaming services. Like I like don't get me wrong, it's cool. It's cool. It's convenient. But it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. If you want to access one movie or a game, you got to have this tier of the subscription. It's just a bunch of shit. But that's all for this video. If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you hated it, if you hate me, whatever. I don't care. But yeah, that's what Microsoft looks like they plan on to do. But I guess we will see. And I will keep everybody updated on the situation as more information comes out. Therefore, I'm going to drink the rest of this coffee, and I'm going to make a song. I'll see y'all on the next one.